I let go of your hand, and that might have been the last time we ever touched. But right before disappearing, you squeezed back twice, as if I don't find you in the real world, you won't exist anymore. I haven't truly slept for days, only closing my eyes when my body collapses from exhaustion. Every time I do, I return to that moment where everything shattered and no one pulled me out. The accident didn't kill me, but it left me stuck somewhere I can't fully leave. The sound of metal, the smell of smoke, the feeling of being trapped replay more vividly than reality itself. My family is still there, but no one is really present. They talk to the doctors more than they look at me. I understand clearly now. My waking up was just a responsibility fulfilled, not something they truly wished for. I try not to sleep, but my body stops listening. Everything fades with each heavy breath, and like every time I lose control, I fall back into that place where you always appear. I'm standing on a packed train, the space so tight it feels like there's no air left to breathe. I can't see your face, but I know you're standing right in front of me, like you're always facing me. My chest tightens, everything distorts as I lose control of my breathing. A hand grabs me, firm, steady, and pulls me out of the crowd before I collapse. You don't say much, just hold my hand long enough for my breathing to return. Even without seeing your face, I know you're close, too close to mistake. I ask your name, I need something to prove you're real, but the moment you answer, the sound shatters, and I'm pulled back into reality. I wake up suddenly, drenched in sweat, my heart still beating in the rhythm you held. Outside the window, it's still dark, but that feeling hasn't left. During the day, I function normally, but my mind keeps getting dragged back to that dream. I don't remember your face or your voice, but I remember exactly how your hand felt. I try to stay awake again, but my body betrays me as everything fades. This time, I don't fall into chaos. It feels like I'm returning somewhere familiar. I see you standing in a classroom filled with pressure, the air heavy and suffocating. I can't see who's watching, but I know all eyes are on you. Voices repeat around you, not loud, but enough to freeze you in place. You stand still, as if resistance isn't allowed. I walk up, grab your hand, and pull you out without hesitation. The moment we pass the door, everything behind us disappears. You squeeze my hand, lightly but clearly, the only response you can give. This time, I'm the one holding you in place. I wake up to a different morning. Sunlight pouring in, but my mind is still stuck there. This isn't a random dream anymore. It's something repeating between us. That night, I fall asleep again, and this time, it's a house that suffocates me the moment I step in. I don't need to see anyone to know. This is where you can't escape in real life. Familiar voices echo, quiet but relentless, leaving you no space to breathe. You stand still, unresponsive, like every choice has already been taken from you. I pull you out, not gently this time, but almost forcing you to leave. Even outside, you're still shaking, taking a long time to breathe again. I realize your fear doesn't disappear when the scene changes. It only steps back slightly, and that's when I understand. You've lived with it for too long. The next time, I return to the accident scene again, but this time, everything collapses faster. I no longer have enough time to escape on my own, and my body can't react in time anymore. You appear, grab my hand, and pull me out just before everything crashes down. No words are needed, just you being there is enough for me to get out. I wake up, and for the first time I realize we are saving each other in a very clear way. This isn't random. Something is keeping both of us from disappearing. The day passes like normal, but I can't focus on anything for long. There's only one thought left in my head. If one of us disappears, the other won't be able to escape anymore. I try to stay awake another night, as if delaying sleep could keep everything stable. But my body still gives in when it can't take it anymore. And this time, I fall into the dream faster than usual. I see you lying there in the same dark room, but this time, you're not still. Your breathing is uneven, like the moment you close your eyes, everything will come back. You don't say anything, but your hand gripping the bedsheet tightly is enough for me to understand. You're trying to stay awake. The fear is no longer just memory, it's showing in every movement you make. I sit beside you, take your hand, and squeeze twice, a signal we both recognize. You hesitate for a long time before relaxing, as if trusting me now is harder than ever before. You close your eyes, but you can't hold that state for long. Your body tenses again after just a few seconds. For the first time, I realized just me alone might not be enough to keep you here anymore. I begin to understand that what I'm seeing isn't random scenes. It's your real life. Every time you appear, your reactions are exactly the same, like you're used to being forced to stay still. I see you standing in the living room, not daring to sit unless allowed. A voice keeps correcting every word you say, as if you're not allowed to be wrong even once. Another name keeps being repeated, the one who is always better than you in everything. You don't react, but your shoulders lower slightly, like a reflex repeated too many times. I see you being forced to sit at a desk, every choice made for you without any chance to refuse. It's not that you agree, you were never asked. At school, you always sit alone even when there are empty seats around. People look, then avoid you, like you're someone they shouldn't get close to. Some are bothered because you always do things right. Others see you as someone controlled to the point of having no freedom. No one says it directly, but it's enough for you to understand you don't belong there. You're not afraid of nightmares. You're afraid that when you wake up, everything will still be the same. The dream is the only place you can breathe, and also the one thing you're afraid to lose. In all of this, there's only one thing that isn't forced. The hand that pulls you out. You hold on to it, not because you're certain, but because you have no other choice. But you begin to appear less often, slower, weaker each time. Not just in the dream, in real life, you might also be disappearing in a way no one notices. If I keep waiting, there will come a moment when you won't have the strength to appear anymore. And this time, I won't let you disappear like you never existed. I no longer think of the dream as the place where we meet. But the only thing still keeping you from completely disappearing, if it vanishes before I find you in real life, I won't have another chance. I recall every beginning, and all of them happened on that same train. It's not a coincidence. It feels like a single intersection point between two worlds. If we can meet there in the dream, then in real life, that place must exist too. And if there's any way to find you, I have to start from there. But you're getting weaker faster than I thought. Each time you appear, you're more faded and slower than before. If I'm late one more time, I might not have enough time with you to say anything at all. I stop waiting for the dream. I choose to enter it myself, like a final option, not to meet you the way we used to, but to set a place where we can exist for real. I'm on that train instantly, and you appear almost at the same time, fainter, but still there. I grab your hand, and you squeeze back twice, weak, but enough for me to know I'm not too late. I hold tighter, not wasting another second. Meet me in real life, at this station. You squeeze once more as an answer. Then I let go before everything shatters. In that moment, you disappear completely, so fast it leaves nothing but the feeling of just having touched you. I wake up instantly, No waiting, no returning to the dream. This time, I'll find you in real life, before you can no longer appear. I arrive at the first station early, as the crowd slowly builds with each train. I watch every person passing by, but none of them feel right. I move to another station, then another, like going far enough will eventually lead me to the right place. But they all feel the same, crowded and completely unfamiliar. Time passes with no sign, and I begin to doubt myself. Maybe I was wrong, or maybe you can't make it here anymore. I stop at another station, not because I'm sure, but because there's nowhere left to go. For the first time, the thought of giving up becomes clear. Someone brushes past my shoulder, lightly, just like hundreds before. I don't turn back immediately. There's nothing clear enough to hold me there. I take a few more steps, then stop, because that feeling isn't like the others. It's not new. It feels like something that happened a long time ago. A memory flashes, also a train station, also a brief passing. No one stopped back then, but that moment, it really happened. Maybe we touched once before, but not long enough to remember, and the dream was the only way for it to come back more clearly. Behind me, that person also stops, almost at the same moment I do, like I'm not the only one who remembers something just happened. I turn around, this time without hesitation, even as the crowd keeps moving. That person turns too, but stands still, like moving closer might make everything disappear. We walk toward each other, nothing clear except that familiar feeling. I don't need to see your face to know I've found the right person. I reach out my hand, uncertain, but with no way back. Your hand meets mine, light, exactly like the first time in the dream. A moment of silence, then your hand squeezes twice, slow and clear. Everything falls into place instantly, no words needed. Your body loses strength right after, like you've been holding on to your limit. I pull you in, holding tight before you can fall out of reality. I tighten my grip, not to test, but to never lose you again. Even as everything around us keeps moving, I know I made it in time. The train stops right then, doors opening like an unexpected choice. I hold your hand and step in, without asking where it goes, just knowing I can't go back. You squeeze my hand once more, weak but firm, like an answer. No need to know what's ahead, just not staying where you were. The train leaves the station, carrying two people who had never known each other in real life. Until now. Maybe there are still difficulties ahead, but at least this time, we're not alone anymore. If it were you, what would you choose? Stay in a place where you slowly disappear, or leave with someone you've never even clearly seen?